right, good morning, everybody. It is Monday morning, what's today? 27th? 28th? Hang on, I'm not sure what day it is. I think it's the 28th. Hang on now, here we go. Let me get I'm gonna set my Speedify up this morning first thing. Close that. Go, we got that going. We got that. We got that on. Hey, good morning, Arctic Polar Wolf. Hang on one second, we got that set up. Good morning. It's a little chilly here, 40 degrees. Here in Hampstead, Maryland. Let's get rolling.
Polar Wolf says, yeah, just call me Arctic.
Okay, very good, Arctic. We have just loaded up the van. We've got 3 deliveries today. They're all in the van, so we've just got one trip to make from the bakery.
Polar Wolf says, haha.
And we're gonna get going here. Hang on one second. Coffee's good. That's good. That's good. I think we're all set. Gonna get out on the road, pursue some happiness. Monday morning. Commuters will be back out there this morning. All right, here we go. Always a little bit crazier when they're out there. Yeah, a little break in the traffic. That's good. Yeah, so the three deliveries today. One of them, Lenny's, is a little bit more than usual. They're getting a pretty good sized delivery. Then we have the Gourmet Girls, and then What a Day.
Polar Wolf says, what you delivering this morning?
So we have, let's see, so it's all bakery goods. So for Lenny's, they're getting a little bit of everything. So they're getting their normal delivery on, like, they get anywhere from 30 to 50 chocolate chip cookies every day. They're getting large Danish, some eclairs, some rainbow cakes, a couple large ones, a few half-size cakes. I think today they're getting like 1 mousse bomb. They get some cake pops. So what they do is they fill up, they have like a display case in their deli area where they have all of the baked goods. So they just call in every afternoon, they call in the next day's delivery. So somebody just looks through the delivery case and figures out what they need to stock up on. So that's what Lenny's is getting. Gourmet Girls gets cookies. They have sort of a market, and you can buy sandwiches from them and things like that also. So they're stocking up on cookies. I think they're getting some eclairs today and some Danish. And then What a Day, every day, the restaurant called What a Day, say that 10 times fast, they get the most donuts. I think they're only getting 92. They usually get between 100 and 140 donuts every day. And then they get some mini Danish, some large Danish, And what's the other thing? Oh, they get some cronuts. Cronuts look kind of like a donut. They're kind of they are sort of a donut. They're a mix between a croissant and a donut. So they get like maybe four of them every day. And that is the 3 deliveries today. Oh yeah, it's a little foggy today actually. I drove through quite a bit of fog. Now I'm getting some heavy odor of skunk right now. Yeah, a skunk has definitely sacrificed his life this morning somewhere on the highway. Fading now, so we're not going to see him. We're not going to see him on the road. And I didn't see him when we passed him. But he's definitely back there somewhere. Like Lenny's gets, we also have these, what we call gourmet cupcakes. So it's like a cupcake, but it's got filling, or it's got a special topping or that kind of thing. So they're getting, I think they're getting 4 or 6 of them today. Boxes for the Gourmet Girl deliveries, we just box up their items, and the boxes that we're using now for the Gourmet Girls slide a little bit better. Not a little better, a little worse. They slide a little bit more than they used to. We used to have these boxes that had sort of like a waxy feel to them, so they would kind of grip a little bit better. They didn't slide as much in the van. So I gotta watch the turns. I gotta watch my turns because I've got these boxes stacked up in the back. Today it's pretty cool this morning. It's like 40, 41 degrees, but I think it's going up to 70 and it's supposed to be sunny. I hope so, because after my deliveries today, I'm done for the day. I don't have anything I need to do at the bakery later. So I hope it's a sunny day today. And tomorrow, tomorrow I have 1 delivery. Tomorrow the only delivery is to What a Day, the restaurant that gets a lot of donuts. And after What a Day, I have to ride up to Pennsylvania to pick up some supplies for the bakery. I think our donut deliveries have been a little heavier than usual. So we have an order that I think is delivered on Thursdays or Fridays every week. But this coming week, like this week, not this coming week, this week, we need to pick up some extra supplies because I think we're a little short on the donut supplies. And when I say Pennsylvania, we're in Maryland. When I say Pennsylvania, it's only about, I think it's 10 to 15 miles north of the bakery. So we're only about, I think it's close to 15 miles south of the line, maybe 10. Because then it's like another 5 miles up into Hanover. And then the place where I get the supplies is a little north of that. So it's about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour up into Pennsylvania. So it looks like I'll be doing that tomorrow, which is good. Foggy out here today. Not too bad. I couldn't believe I was looking at the calendar this morning. I can't believe Friday is May already. It's hard to believe. Right now is Route 30, Maryland, and it basically goes all the way up to the Pennsylvania line, the other direction. We're going south right now, and so from Hampstead, which is a rural community northwest of Baltimore, so we're sort of headed south toward Baltimore. So the traffic in the morning is going this direction, and it's a lot of the commuters going into Baltimore. This is pretty early though. These are the very early commuters. Still a lot of people, but when it gets closer to like 6:30, 7 o'clock, this gets even heavier. That's the one nice thing about being on the road at like 5 o'clock in the morning. Nobody's up yet. Well, nobody's out yet. They might be getting up. But you're up. I'm up. sections of this road. I wish they would repave this road. They've been repairing it. You can kind of see where there are long stretches of this road where there's sort of a line in the middle. See that? And if you so they've repaired pieces of it, but yeah.
B-PR2TQ says, hey Craig, nice to see you.
Hey,
How
good morning.
Are you doing?
I'm good, HB. How are you? Happy Monday morning. All good. We just left the bakery about 15 minutes ago. We're heading down to Lenny's. And we got three deliveries today. They're all in the van. So we've just got one trip today from the bakery. Yeah, see, these are all the commuters. And usually a lot of people here are from Pennsylvania. I noticed that. A lot of the early people are headed down from Pennsylvania, a lot of them. How's your morning, HB?
PR2TQ says, nice. Glad to hear you're doing good. Thanks for asking. Couldn't sleep tonight. Too much overthinking. So struggling a bit, but I'll be okay.
Oh, yeah. You got a lot on your mind. That can definitely affect your sleep.
B-PR2TQ says, yep, for sure.
hard to shut your brain off. I like the fact, though, I always found it kind of interesting that, like, if you're trying to solve a problem, sometimes if you think about it before you go to sleep, right, and you think about, all right, here's my issue, I got to figure out a way to solve this. Sometimes, I don't know what happens, but during your sleep, you can wake up sometimes in the morning, boom, something hits you, you know what I mean? And you're like, your mind definitely still works on that stuff, even when you're asleep. There is truth behind sleep on it. You know, like people will say, oh, if you got an issue, just sleep on it. There's truth behind that.
B-PR2TQ says that's true.
This part of the highway right here, I guess 5:30 right now. In about an hour, this will be in about an hour it'll be very heavy traffic. About an hour and a half it could be stop and go. I used to drive this every day for work. To the left of us in the median is the subway system that goes down into Baltimore. So when I worked downtown in the city, I used to do that. Park and take the subway down. highway, which we're only going to be on for a second, circles the city. So this is the highway's 695, but it's called the Beltway. Actually, it doesn't completely circle the city. It should, but it...
B-PR2TQ says thanks for sharing tidbits of info with us and keeping us company.
Yeah, but you guys are keeping me company. I should be thanking you for that. But yeah, that highway, that 695, it's built to circle Baltimore.
Killa.-Co5B says good morning Craig and everyone, where we at? Did I miss everything?
No, Angela, you're good. I left the bakery about a half hour ago, 20 minutes, a half hour ago. So we're coming up on Lenny's, which is the first of 3 deliveries this morning. It's 5:42 here right now. Road is closed. I'm not sure which road is Green Tree Road. I know we don't use it, so that's good. To see somebody picking up trash in there, because every day I see that parking lot cleaning machine driving around. So I'm not sure why she has to do that, you know what I mean? Never seen anybody out here picking up trash before. All right, we're at Lenny's. Let me go grab the rack, and we'll be right back to the van. Come in. Here we go. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Monday.
Okay.
Whoop.
Happy Monday.
One day I should take a quick picture in there, you know? I don't really want to take my camera in there. That would be weird. some days there are less people in there than others. At least, so like when I tell you about the fact that they have
Angela.-Co5B says, where are we going today and how many donuts did everyone get?
Lenny's, we're at Lenny's right now, so we're going to Lenny's, Gourmet Girls, and what are they? Lenny's doesn't really get very many donuts. I think they got 4 today. They don't get a lot of donuts. I don't think they sell many donuts. There we go. Let's get that. They do a lot of Danish. And here we go. Cakes. So here are their rainbow cakes. Can you see that? I gotta hold it up high enough. They sell rainbow cakes. They sell, and I'm gonna make a video about rainbow cakes because the other day, I forget who mentioned the fact that it looks like a chocolate cake. Like, what makes it a rainbow cake? And it's the inside that makes it a rainbow cake. Let's put you up here. Like, there are 7 layers, and they're all a different color. Like the rainbow. I think that's a Maryland thing. I think that's local. These are all the Danish. Strawberry, peach, like blackberry.
P-PRTT2 says, do I like when you show the goodies? At Angela.-Co5B says, hi HB, good to see you. I am doing okay, how are you?
More Danishes. Then this one's got the 4 donuts on it. A couple of apple, little croissants. I'm always paranoid that that thing's gonna roll. One day it did roll, okay? I saved it, but it was a very... All right, here, this one's got the eclairs on it. It's got the cake pops, black and white cookies, 1, if you look right in front of me, 1 mousse bomb. We got it there for that one. You stay there. Let's take it in. The Mega Millions is 163 million. I noticed that. Hey, Shirley, how are you?
Yeah, the dog? Yeah. You got to cut me, you got to be attack. So I got to be money now.
Have a good day, guys. All right, I'm kind of So then this is yesterday's trays. Now it's closed. Let's grab you. All right, guys. There's my roll of paper towels. I had the roll of paper towels lodged up so that these boxes, they slide a little bit easier. They don't slide a lot, but I used to have like that white box over there. It has like a wax coating on it, so it doesn't slide as easily. And it makes a big difference when you got a pile of boxes in the back. All right. I didn't see that guy rolling up. I like to, uh-oh. What happened over here? Fortunately, see what I see there? Anyway, fortunately it's not in our line of sight. Okay, down to the Gourmet Girls we go. So the boxes that are in the back, that's for Gourmet Girls. Because when we deliver to them, they don't have one of those racks.
He says, I asked you about the cake.
What about the cake? Oh, about the fact that it looked like a chocolate cake. Yeah, I remember that question. It's like 7 layers of colored cake. I started making that video. Like I have the part where the lady in our shop is taking the cake that's already been like lined up with the 7 different layers. I think it's 7. And covering it with the chocolate. And then I just want to get a shot of when they're decorating it with the flowers and stuff on top. And then I'll put that out. I'll probably make a short. It's probably something I could do with a short. Maybe I'll put, I think for that short, I should use Somewhere Over the Rainbow. I should use that song. Half the fun of making those shorts is trying to figure out what song to put on it. I have to admit. It's the most fun part. I go into YouTube Music, and you can search, for anything, either by song, album, artist, all that kind of stuff. So, if I'm gonna put a song on it, I'll go into YouTube Music and I'll search for something on the topic. Try to find a song that I can put on. I've learned that most topics, like if it's something really obscure, you can still find a song, but most likely it'll be a rap song. There is a rap song about everything that you could possibly ever think of. So there's always a bunch of rap songs, and I try to go for something more, more general, like pop music or something like that. But there's always a rap, because a lot of times the rap songs have
E-PR2TQ says Ty Angela. Appreciate you. I'm glad you're doing okay. I'm also okay. Couldn't sleep due to overthinking, but hopefully having this good meal and just taking steps forward will balance out my brain.
Yeah, that's true. Look, it's getting bright already. I mean, the sun is coming up. But I can't use the rap music a lot of times because it has a significant amount of cursing in it sometimes. And that's never good. Wow, there's a lot of traffic on this road right now. I'm surprised. Now this community, we're inside of the Beltway, so we're still in Baltimore County. We're not in the city yet. But this community that we're headed into right now is called Pikesville. And then if I kept going south on that road, I don't know exactly how far it is before you get to the city, maybe a couple miles. 5 miles before you hit the line, the city-county line.
B-PR2TQ says using some profanity is fun.
Yeah, it is. I have to admit, I do it myself. But I'm just afraid if I put it on a short, I think you can do it, but you know, then it's out there. It's out there forever. All right, here we go. Gourmet girls. I always check the door. 75% of the time it is locked, but we'll see. Oh no, it's unlocked.
B-PR2TQ says me Craig.
I think she just opened it. All right, I'm just gonna do this for this one. So now I'm taking those boxes that we looked at a second ago, carrying them in. I think 4. One of these has eclairs, and I have to put the eclairs in the refrigerator. Good morning. paper towels. I have those paper towels in the van. That's my window cleaning supply. All right, ladies, have a good day. See? All right. Girls are good. Two down, one to go. What a day. We're on our way. Here we go. Did I miss anything? Let me see what's going on. Paper towels are very paper towels are very useful. You are correct. No, I mean, I used to always try to remember to, like, you know, grab one in the bakery before I left. I'm like, that's silly. Just buy a roll and stick it in the van. You know, you got to clean the window. And it's kind of funny because when the windshield gets a little dirty, there's always the one circle, like right there. It's always clean. Oh, look at that. Light turned green right when we got here. Perfect. The one good thing now is I don't have the boxes in the back anymore. So everything for What a Day is in the cabinet. So I don't have the shifting boxes issue on my mind anymore. I can take these turns like NASCAR. Well, maybe not quite that fast, but now what we're coming up on here on the right hand side right now, you see that it says Old Court Station next right? So that is a subway station. So the subway I mentioned when we were on the highway, a subway that runs in the middle of the highway comes down, and this is that same route. So we're going above it right now. And that's headed down to the city. this bridge goes over 695. So now we just rode over the highway. Yellow. Oh, thought it was going to turn yellow. Pikesville. We're actually very close to Pimlico. Pimlico is the racetrack where they have the Preakness every year. So out of the Triple Crown, you've got the Kentucky Derby, then Pimlico, and then the one up in New York. Belmont, right? Is that Belmont Stakes? And I think that's sometime, I don't know when that race is. Have they had the Kentucky Derby yet? Every now and then, not every year, but every now and then I see the Goodyear blimp fly over my house. Now, I live in Reisterstown.
Flag owner 1561 says not yet. I think that's the first Saturday in May.
Okay. Okay, that sounds about right. Because I was going to say, I think the Preakness is 2 or 3 weeks or something like that after. So that, yeah, I was going to say, I think it's about a month before the Preakness. So that would put the Belmont Stakes. I mean, that would put the Kentucky Derby. Sounds about right. You know what I was thinking about doing? I was thinking about taking a screenshot of the map.
B-PR2TQ says the 152nd running of the Kentucky Derby is scheduled for Saturday, May 2nd.
Okay. Oh, so that's this coming Saturday. Yeah. And then when is the Preakness? I think the Preakness is a few weeks after that.
Owner 1561 says May 16th.
Okay. Yeah, 2 weeks. Okay. Usually people start asking me, you know, there's there's a famous racehorse owner. His name is Bob Baffert. I think he spells his last name Baffert, Baffert, I think. But everybody always thinks I'm related to him or that I could be related to him, but he spells his last name differently. Sounds like the same thing. Sounds similar, but it's not the same name.
B-TR2TQ says that's true, Fred. It'll be the 151st running of the Preakness Stakes.
Cool. It's very cool. I wonder if anybody has ever asked Bob Baffert, you know, even though he's Baffert, it's not the same name, but I wonder if anybody's ever asked him if he's related to Craig Baffert. Probably not.
B-TR2TQ says it's gonna be at Laurel Park this year.
What? The Preakness? Really? Uh-oh. I don't even know where that is. Oh, Laurel, I do know where that is. Laurel Park? I do know where that is. I wonder if they've permanently moved. Have they permanently moved it, or are they doing construction on Pimlico?
Headwag Owner 1561 says I don't know, you never know. He might be asked if he knows Craig Tier. Craig's a pretty cool guy.
Yeah. If I had to bet, I would think he's never been asked that question. It's just my gut feeling. Wow, so they moved the Preakness. I wonder, I'm gonna have to look that up, unless you guys know. If that's a temporary move because they're doing construction on Pimlico, or is that permanent? Because there's always been some controversy about that. People have always talked about moving it because Pimlico is a very old track. It's not the best neighborhood in the world. Oh look,
That says I think they're working on Pimlico.
Okay, all right. I hope they keep it in Pimlico. I mean, it's not the easiest neighborhood to do a big event like that. It's kind of in the middle of a neighborhood. It's not it's not the best location in the world. Like if you were building it today, it's starting from square one.
That says, hey, I think we were born across the street.
Oh, from Pimlico. Oh yeah, that's true. The hospital? Yeah. That's true. Sinai Hospital. Wow, I didn't know they were having it somewhere else this year. They used to have the week of the Preakness. They used to have a hot air balloon race that took off from a neighborhood north of Baltimore called Hunt Valley. I don't think they do that anymore, but that was always kind of cool. Oh, it's getting foggy. It's getting foggy here.
B-PR2TQ says Cameron is correct. It's at Laurel because of construction at Pimlico.
Okay. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad that it's only a temporary thing. Because I think there have been people that have wanted to move it permanently to another location. So if they're just doing that temporarily, that indicates to me that they must be fixing up Pimlico. More fog. Oh, I just want everybody to know, I'm now getting suggested YouTube videos about Pop-Tarts, because I think what happened was I went home after our ride the other day and I was going to make a short. I didn't do it. I started, but I didn't finish it yet. I might still do it, but I was going to make a video about Pop-Tarts and include our discussion. Whoa. This fog is pretty dense. I didn't see that light until a second ago. So I was going to make that video, and I think I searched somewhere in YouTube. I searched for songs about Pop-Tarts, and there really aren't any good ones. I couldn't find any, but I think because I searched for Pop-Tarts, now I'm getting all these Pop-Tart shorts and videos. And believe it or not, there are quite a few. There are quite a few people that have discussed Pop-Tarts on YouTube. I kind of think there's almost every topic in the world has been covered already on YouTube.
B-PR2TQ says Interweb states in 2027 the Preakness will return to a modern, right-sized Pimlico after its $400 million renovation. At Donaku594 says, I think we started something.
Maybe. That could be. It's possible. Hi, Donna. Did you say 400 million? That's crazy. I might have to write, so 2020, so that's next year. Maybe I'll drive down there and check it out. This would be a good time. This would be a good time to go down there. Maybe take a couple shots of it if there's construction. This would be a good time to go down and get some video if there's construction down there.
Donaku594 says maybe because super stuffed Pop-Tarts were just introduced.
Yeah, and I think this guy, one of the videos was, I think he was talking about the worst Pop-Tarts. Or maybe it was about the Pop-Tarts that have disappeared.
TQ says, yeah, that'd be good footage if it progresses.
Yeah, see, if I start it now, like right now, it's more likely over the next couple of weeks that people are going to be on YouTube or on Google searching for Pimlico, the Preakness. You know, if I do it now, I'll probably be a higher chance that people would actually get something from it because they might be searching for it. Because one thing I've noticed with Google search, a good thing and a bad thing. The good thing is I've noticed when you search something on Google, and maybe this is just, I don't know if it's something in my settings, but if I search for something in Google, I get more, there's like a section, if I scroll down a little bit, there's a section that gives me like YouTube videos about whatever topic it is that I'm asking about. So that's good. The bad thing is, I think because of AI, Google is trying to give you the answer. So I think that what I've read recently is that websites are getting less hits. Less people are visiting the websites now because when they go to Google and they ask a question, Google is giving you the answer.
B-PR2TQ says hi Fred, Cameron, Donna.
Hey, good morning. But you know what I mean? So instead of Google just sending you to the website that has the answer, AI is going in to the website and pulling up sort of a short, quick answer. And
At Donaku594 says yes, noticed it too.
Yeah, and that's not good because the websites are getting less traffic. So the individual websites are getting less exposure and making less money because people are just taking the answer that Google has pulled out and they're just going on from there. They're not going to visit the websites anymore. It's actually affected some YouTube people. A lot of YouTube creators that do educational type video, they're having trouble because AI is circumventing the need to go see their video. People would rather just read the Google answer than spend 5 minutes watching a video. Personally, I'd rather watch the video. That's just me. I mean, if it's something where it's like, how do you put a light bulb in your, headlight in your car or something, you're going to want to go watch the video so you can see it happen. But if it's a review on a product or something, I think people are just reading Google.
Headwag owner 1561 says AI is ruining everything.
It kind of is. I have to admit that I find I saw a couple yesterday, some of the videos that people make where they're talking to AI and they're trying to have a decent conversation, but you can't have a conversation with AI. First of all, it's like the world's biggest suck up. All it does is compliment you no matter how stupid your question is or how, it's always just trying to make you feel like, you're doing well, everything's going great. It's the greatest question. That is a great question, Craig. You're so smart. I mean, if you're ever feeling down, you should talk to AI because, of course, that's not so good either. Oh, look, that's a pretty view ahead. There have been
At
problems.
Donaku594 says AI has given me some incorrect info, so I always verify with other sources.
Yeah, that's good too. You have to do that. You're right. See, that's the thing. If you know enough about a subject and you just want to get clarification, it's okay. But if you know nothing about the topic, it can be very dangerous because if you don't know anything about the topic you're asking about, then you're less likely to know that you're getting a bad answer. It is kind of scary. I remember a few years ago when I was still in the office and replying to a lot of emails and inquiries all day long every day. When AI started coming out, I would go into AI and I would write the answer to the email and then I'd paste it into AI and say, how would George Washington say this? Or, how would Rocky say that? Or I would just pick some character and have my answer reconstructed in the way it would sound.
Donaku594 says, but fixed my toilet after watching videos and asking AI.
Well, that's good. So you can do it completely by yourself? I've done stuff like that. I've done some plumbing stuff. It's my least favorite thing to do. I have the greatest respect for plumbers because I just find that it's a very difficult thing sometimes. And I've done stuff in my car. I did a little bit of electrical work once. That scared me a little bit though. A lot of people to drive through today.
Donaku594 says, yes, ask AI how to ask and buy parts at hardware store.
Oh yeah. And exactly what you need. That's true. What did I ask? I asked AI. I had a conversation with AI recently about something. What was it? Oh, I know. I was talking with AI about I want to start grabbing little pieces out of our rides and creating shorts.
Donaku594 says, I ask AI how to explain car issue to mechanic.
That's a good use too. Yeah. Because if you're asking the right questions, they're going to think you have a whole lot of knowledge about your car. That's a good idea. I mean, maybe you do, but I don't. I don't know anything about cars. Wow, they got a lot of people to drive through. So I'm thinking they know I'm here. Let's see. I'm going to call them anyway. I'm calling anyway. Oh, there they are. Good morning. Well, let me get you guys. I forgot. Let's take you out. It's like a whole line of cars, man. They're busy today. You're rolling. There we go. There we go. This car's backed up, man. We got a lot of people.
594 says I like the fact that you can ask AI follow-up questions.
I like the fact that you can keep asking it and it never gets mad. Like, it's not like, I just told you, blah, blah, blah. Smells like spring. Here we go. Boston cream, cream filled. White glazed, strawberry glazed. Glazed, Oreos, M&Ms, more M&Ms, chocolate glazed. Fruity Pebbles. Wow, we got another car. We got a serious backup. We got a backup at the drive-thru. Maybe I should just start working the line, you know what I mean? I'll walk up and down the... Oh look, this is a sad little tray right here. One little coconut mini Danish. These people, by the way, in the drive-thru, they're probably like, who is he talking to? Is he talking to himself? All right, let me go.
Yesterday online there's Oreo flavored Coca-Cola, haha.
Alright, let me take these in. Have a good one. I only see a couple people in there. Maybe they're a little shorthanded this morning, maybe. Hold on. There we go. Boom. Well, that's good. He's trying to get up there. This guy's trying to squeeze into the drive-thru so that he can maybe place his order a little bit sooner. Look, see that white car? He's like edging up real close to that. Just chill out. Just chill out. You're not gonna get your order any faster. You know what I mean? All right, nobody behind me. Nobody coming.
Naku594 says I am going to search for the super stuffed Pop-Tarts and report back.
Super stuffed Pop-Tarts. There probably is. There's probably a video about it. I think they've only got one guy in there. I think the poor guy that came and opened the door for me, I think he's the only one in there. Well, there's like a guy in there that does the food prep. He was working away.
Naku594 says I mean taste test them.
Oh, taste. Taste test.
B-PR2TQ says what are they stuffed with?
I wonder. You know what? I'm going to go to Walmart on my way home today. I'm going to check it out.
Naku594 says IA.
Super stuff. I got to try to remember that. How am I going to remember that?
Naku594 says chocolate strawberry.
I want to put like a regular Pop-Tart and a super stuffed Pop-Tart.
B-PR2TQ says are you gonna try the Oreo Coca-Cola?
Is that, oh, was that, I heard you talking about that. Was that a Pop-Tart flavor? Oreo Coca-Cola. I can't imagine what that would really taste like. I want to see a regular Pop-Tart and a super stuffed Pop-Tart
B-PR2TQ says chocolate strawberry yum.
right next to each other. It seems like Rosie is talking a lot faster now, isn't she? Like, I just looked up, I couldn't read it. I assume that was the message. It looks like she's talking faster today. At least, or it's taking longer for the message to pop up on my screen. But anyway, I want to have a Pop-Tart, one regular, one super stuff, side by side, and just check it out. What does super stuff really look like? I think that's an important thing.
B-PR2TQ says nah, Oreo is a new Coca-Cola flavor.
Oh, okay. I'm looking for, I've seen on a video somewhere, I saw Monster has a red, white, and blue, it looked like it was some sort of 250 year anniversary type can. It's red, white, and blue Monster. I think it's like the Ultra Zero
Ghost Driven says,
series.
hey mate, watching in New Zealand.
Hey, welcome. So in New Zealand, you're in autumn right now, right? And I know you're way ahead of us. Is it like Monday night there, or are you already into Tuesday? I think. But I know you're heading into autumn. I'm on the East Coast in the U.S.
B-PR2TQ says, hey Kiwi, welcome.
It's pretty cool. You are on the other
Ghost Driven says, yup, autumn. It's 10:45 p.m. Monday.
Monday. Okay, so you're late Monday. The other side of the planet. That's pretty cool. Nighttime in New Zealand. All right, so they're picking the Powerball numbers tonight at 8. Can you tell me what they are? That's my favorite part about you guys being in the future. There's a lot of advantages to that.
Ghost Driven says the 27th of April.
Yeah, so we're the 27th.
Nafu594 says, important question. Do you have super stuffed Pop-Tart? At Kiwi Ghost Driven says, what time is it there and where are you driving?
I'm in Maryland. So Maryland is east coast of the United States. I'm about 40 miles north of Washington, D.C. It is 6:46 a.m. on the 27th. So you're like what? 60? You're like 16 hours ahead of me. I'm living in the past. I'm also I'm in the beginning of spring. So we just went through a very cold winter, and I'm very glad that it's over.
At Kiwi Ghost Driven says, hey at HB.
Although autumn is nice. I like autumn. It's really pretty cool. There's a channel that I watch.
PR2TQ says Kiwi.
There's a channel that I watch that's in Australia. Her name is Susan. She was on Friday, maybe? I think she's normally on Monday nights, but she was taking us around. She has a farm in Australia, and it was kind of fun to see her leaves are changing. Just like in the middle of fall. And our leaves are just coming out. Like all the green that you see on the trees here just came out in the last couple of weeks. And I make deliveries for a bakery. So I'm out here every day, every morning, except Thursdays. and driving to 3 or 4 different restaurants that we deliver donuts, danishes, cakes.
Goes Driving says, yeah, we have evergreen trees in NZ and also trees that are now fully orange.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's neat. Our trees just turned green. Now, are the winters pretty cold in New Zealand? Like, how cold do you get?
Goes Driving says, depends where you are.
That's fair. That's a good question. That's true with the U.S. too. Like, we have Florida, where it never gets cold, or very rarely gets cold. But then you have New York, Maine. So yeah, we have a pretty good stretch too.
Goes Driving says, South Island typically under 0 degrees Celsius during the night.
0 is 32. Okay. Yeah, we spent...
Goes Driving says, North Island typically 0 to 5 degrees at night. At Donaku594 says, I am convinced that if a drive-through stand was open selling only coffee plain donuts, it would make a fortune.
I think that's probably true. I think a good way to, yeah, I think if you had like a truck, I mean, it is something that somebody could do. Definitely have a...
PR2TQ says, Susan is cool. Her YT is Susan_High Country_Australia if you wanna tune in.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Yep, coffee card, we call them in NZ.
Yeah, that's the Susan I'm talking about. I watch her lives every now and then. I think she does it, I think she's doing it almost once a week now. And she makes really good videos. Her videos are super well edited. She does a good editing job.
Goes Driving says, I'll check out Susan Cheers team. At Donaku594 says, people don't was to get out of their cars.
Yeah, true. Oh, I know. You know what? The last one I watched, the last live stream I saw was Susan. She was making biscuits. Like, she was celebrating, I think it was Saturday. Was it Friday or Saturday? Did you just celebrate like an army, some kind of military holiday?
Goes Driving says, Anzac Days.
That's it. That's it. I'd never heard of it before. Yes, that's what she was making that. She was making biscuits. Wow, I just learned that. I would not have even known that a week ago. Isn't that weird? Like,
Goes Driving says, World War I NZ and Australia joined forces.
Ah, yes. That's pretty cool.
Goes Driving says there is a big memorial in Turkey as well where they celebrate Anzac Day too.
Huh. Did not know that. I'm telling you, YouTube, I learn a lot on YouTube. Every day.
B-PR2TQ says Susan's channel shows she's scheduled to go live at 7:30 p.m. today airtime, Craig.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, I thought it was Monday. That's usually the Monday show is when she walks around her property. She's got a nice piece of land. Some cows, chickens, a fox that visits. It's a very cool channel. And her channel, like the viewers, the number of viewers has been steadily increasing for her. So that's good, because I know she's got a lot on her hands there. It's a lot of property to manage. She does it though. I gotta hand it to her.
Naku594 says John has helped her.
Yeah, true. Yeah, because he's usually on. He's usually on when she's starting her stream. He finally took a day off yesterday. I'm glad he did.
Goes Driving says beautiful clear sky there.
Yeah, it is. I think we're gonna have a really nice day. It started out, well, it's 44 degrees. I don't know what that is in Celsius. Not much. 5 maybe? I don't know what the conversion would be. But it's supposed to go up to 70 degrees Fahrenheit today. So it should be pretty nice.
B-PR2TQ says, oh, it's good John took a day off. Hope he got to relax.
Yeah, me too. I can't believe he works. I mean, if somebody just DoorDash.
Flag owner 1561 says beautiful there and severe T-storms here. At Kiwi Goes Driving says Google says 44F is around 6.5 C.
Yeah, okay. I was guessing close to 5. I'm getting better at that. I really haven't learned my Celsius Fahrenheit conversion. There's a comedian that has a skit on Saturday Night Live. It's on YouTube. I can never remember his last name. His first name's Nate. I think his last name starts with a B. He's very funny. And he has this skit where he's George Washington standing on the boat. I guess he's on the Potomac. And he's got a few military people with him, but they're talking about the measurements in the United States. Like, we're going to have feet, we're going to have Fahrenheit, you know, all of that kind of stuff. And it's a very funny skit because they keep asking him.
Who's Ribbing says, ha ha ha, Nate Bargatz is funny ass.
Yes, that's it. That's it. That's the one. If you look up his name and probably the Fahrenheit or
6448 says, good morning everyone.
good morning. Was that Hala? I think the school bus is going to stop. Yeah, I really like Nate. He's funny. And if you look him up, we got cows. Look at the cows on the hill. It's getting a little frisky up there. Did you see that? Was I the only one that could see that?
6448 says, yes sir.
We got that. Like a dead mouse in the road.
Ghost Ribbing says, good morning, evening holla.
It made me think. I heard another comedian talking about like the English language is kind of funny. So you drink a drink, right? But why don't you food a food? Stuff like that cracks me up. I'm gonna food my food.
At HB-PR2TQ says, holla. Hi, nice to see you. Hope you're doing well.
Wow, the sun is very bright today. And I see absolutely no clouds at all. All right, here we go, Christmas tree house. Maybe because it's, well, this is Monday. I don't know if he would have been out yesterday or not. All right, let's see what we got. Oh, same, with the same. With the same. We got it. Oh, but the tree's down. The white tree is down. The white tree is down. All right.
594 says chicken meat is called. Turkey meat is called turkey, so why isn't beef called cow?
Yeah, see, stuff like that, exactly. All right, he did something yesterday because the white light tree, the little thing that looked like a little Christmas tree made out of white lights, that's gone. But we still have the choir people and we still have the snowmen. He's making this a nail biter.
Co5B says, what's the tall one by itself in the yard?
The tall one? On the right-hand side? There's a big, like, it's more of a Halloween thing. I went very slow. I think I went very slow yesterday. There was one day when I went by that, and it was, I kind of...
Governor 1561 says by the time he gets it all taken down, it's gonna be time to put it back up again.
I know. Well, but he does a big Halloween thing too.
6448 says hello Huey and HB.
He puts out a lot of display items for Halloween also.
B-PR2TQ says I am saying 10/20ths. At Donaku594 says wonder how his neighbors feel about it.
I know. I wonder about that too. I have to admit. I mean,
Driving says thanks for the drive. It's 11 p.m. I'm off.
all right. Yeah, good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Always grateful for people stopping in to say hi.
Owner 1561 says he's got about 5.5 months to get it all taken down before Halloween.
That's pretty crazy though, right? I can't believe he has, we might be pushing our time frame on that.
PR2TQ says Kiwi. Nice having ya here in chat. Rest well. See ya. Take care.
I think that's pretty amazing that you can kind of like visit places all over the world.
Says strange that someone has the time, energy, and resources to put it up but not take it down.
Yeah, that's true. Because like you said, I can't imagine being a neighbor all winter long.
B-PR2TQ says holla. Co5B says hi holla.
Cows are hanging out.
Angela 6448 says hello HB and Angela.
See where the cows are today. See if we got any cows by the road today. No. See, he's been keeping the cow. There's a few here. There's a couple of them over there by the... See the little baby cows? I love baby cows. I love moms looking at us. Mom's like, what's going on? She is looking at us. Oh, here comes a car. I gotta go. Gotta go. Oh. zoomed in a little bit more than usual.
Through594 says, have a wonderful day everyone, peace out.
All right, you do the same. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you stopping in. Let's let that car go by. Let's do this. There we go. We've made it back. What time is it? It's a little after 7, right? I would think.
Angela.co5b says it's over, say it ain't so.
I know. Time goes by fast, doesn't it? 2 hours. That is kind of hard to believe. Time does fly when you're out here. 7:10, yeah. 2 hours ago.
At Angela-co5b says, take us inside please.
No, I can't go inside today because there are a few other extra people in there today. So I don't want to go in. I know. It would be fun, but I like it earlier when there are less people. Plus there could be customers in there now. So I think Sunday mornings are going to be my best mornings to do that, I think. But I'll chat with Jennifer about that.
B-PR2TQ says, thanks Donna, hope you've a nice day too. Cool having ya in chat. See ya, take care.
Yeah, we went worldwide today, guys. We were all over the place. So yeah, it was fun chat. Good seeing everybody this morning. And I will be back. Now tomorrow, let me just mention this. Tomorrow,
6448 says, take care everyone.
Tomorrow it is very likely that I'm going to have a supply pickup run after my delivery. So tomorrow's Tuesday, which means I start at 6, and I usually only have one delivery to make. I go over to What a Day. But I think tomorrow, after my delivery to What a Day, I'm going to be going to Weaver's in Wellsville. Weaver's?
Co5b says, take care everyone.
And Weaver's in Wellsville is where I pick up some supplies. So I think I'm doing that tomorrow after my drive. So just a heads up, I think tomorrow's drive might be a little bit longer, a little more time. If you got time to hang out, or if you want to pop in later, I'll be on starting at 6, but I'll probably be on a little bit longer tomorrow. So anyway, guys, thanks for the ride. I've had fun. I hope you all have a great day. And if you're in New Zealand, you have a great night. And I will see you later. Bye.
B-PR2TQ says, thanks for the company and conversation.